I wonder how Hawa's doing. The last time I saw her was a few weeks ago, and she was 8 months pregnant. I bet by now she's close to having her baby, and that has me worried. The morning I saw her, she'd just walked 5 miles through the forest in her pink flip-flops. Sometimes she took them off and walked barefoot. I liked Hawa immediately. She didn't know how old she was, but people guessed she was in her mid-30s. She liked to laugh, and she whispered to me she wanted a boy. But Hawa's glowing personality masked the misery of her life. She and her husband, Bokari, spent months hiding in the forest from the rebels during Sierra Leone's 10-year war. When the rebels got too close, they fled to neighboring Guinea and spent more than a decade in a refugee camp. That's where she had 2 stillborn babies. The 3 other children she had also died. Only 2 of her 9 children are alive. More women die in childbirth in Sierra Leone than any other place in the world. But that's just a fact, a cold statistic that doesn't tell you what women go through. There are a lot of reasons why so many women die here. One of the biggest is poverty. Couples know they'll have to pay for a delivery at a hospital, and they can't afford it. They wait in the village too long, complications develop, and by the time they decide to go to the hospital, it's too late. The situation in the capital, Freetown, isn't much better. In one recent 48-hour span at a maternity hospital, 6 women died and 5 babies were stillborn. This happens all the time. Most of these deaths are easily preventable. A lot of women die from hemorrhaging, a blood bank where blood is free and family members don't have to buy it or give it themselves would save the lives of thousands of women. Then there's the question of transportation. Few people have cars, and even those that do can't make it through this. To make matters worse, there aren't enough doctors in Sierra Leone. The government says there are 8 ob-gyns in the country. That's 1 for every 416,000 women, and not one of them practices near Hawa. Hawa has been going to the clinic, which CRS helped build in 2004, once every 2 weeks. She meets a CRS health field agent there who teaches her and other pregnant women about what they should eat and how they should care for their babies once they are born. I went to Hawa's village with her and met Bokari. She's lucky she has someone like him. They met at a village dance years ago. Bokari thought she was pretty. Hawa thought he was a good dancer. And to this day, they're still in love. In fact, Bokari doesn't know what he'd do without her.
She's only a woman that I hope to have. She's only the woman that I hope to have. I don't have father, I don't have mother. That woman, she's standing over there, is my mother, is my father.
Hawa and Bokari are out of rice to eat and have been living off of wild bush yams from the forest. Before her morning hike to the clinic, that's all Hawa had eaten. While she and Bokari have more than 5 acres of rice, it won't be ready to harvest for at least another month. CRS gave them some rice for lunch. While Bokari watched, Hawa cooked it with some small crabs that were caught from a stream. Bokari eventually pitched in and chopped some firewood. Hawa served the men first. Then she sat alone in the hut that served as the kitchen and ate a little bit of rice. Hawa was tired at the end of the day, but she still had a smile on her face. She told me privately that she hoped this would be her last baby, but Bokari wants one more. He wants 4. That would mean Hawa might have to give birth for the 11th time. In a place like Sierra Leone, that's a risky thing to do.